This is Shresh from SkyMount, and today I am going to explain you about functional keys. Okay, functional keys are from F1 to F12, which are there on your keyboard. Okay, so very first thing starts with F1. So after you click on F1, F1 is for online help. Okay, online help is nothing but, like, for example, if you are having any queries or if you are having any doubts regarding any of the commands in AutoCAD, you can take the help of online help and you can clear your doubts. So next, after F1, next is F2. So F2 is nothing but from the start of the page which all command I have used. Now just for example, just here I am using a line command. Next I am using a circle command. I am using a rectangle. Okay, so everything will be displayed over here. Like for example, I took a line command, I had specified a first point, I had specified the next point, add on ortho, everything will be displayed. Okay, so that is F2 is for list. Next is F3. F3 is for object snap on and off. That is Osnap. So you can see there, you are able to see that is Osnap on and off. Okay, so now what is this Osnap? Osnap is object snap. Okay, so now whenever you are taking any command, it's visible for you, like you'll be getting these kind of endpoints and midpoints over here. So you can see there the end point and the midpoint, the center of the circle, and all these are visible. Why? Because I have kept my object snap on. Okay, same way if you off it again, okay, you are not able to see anything. You can see, are the endpoints, the midpoints visible over here? No. Okay, why? Because I have kept my object snap off. Sometimes what happens is, whenever you are using object snap, sometimes the endpoints or any one node point won't be detecting. Okay, so that time what you have to do is, here you have to go to the snap mode. Okay, this is for snap. Right click and click on snap settings. Next, here go to object snap, and here you have to check all the node points. Okay, so you can see now if I am unchecking this endpoint, I'll click on OK. So now is the endpoint getting deducted? No. So you can see the midpoint is getting deducted, the center of the circle is getting deducted, but the endpoint is not getting deducted. Why? Because I have kept the node point off. So what I have to do is, I have to go to the snap mode, click on snap settings, go to object snap, click on select all and click on OK. So now again the endpoint is getting deducted. Okay, so F3 is for object snap. So similarly, like we are having object snap for 2D, we are having object snap for 3D as well. That is for F4. So F4 is for 3D Osnap, which is helpful in 3D for detecting again the points, node points. Okay, so as I showed you in object snap, same way, same thing the 3D Osnaps also works with. Okay, so next is F5. So F5 I have already told you, F5 is used in isometric views to change the isoplanes. So next is F7. So F7 is for grid on and off. So you can see there the grid is getting off and it is getting on. Okay. So next F8. So F8, you all peoples know, that is for ortho. So ortho is nothing but you will be getting, if you on the ortho, you will be getting straight 90-degree lines. Okay. So if you off it, you will be getting it at each and every degree like this. Okay. So F8 is for ortho on and off. So next is F9. So F9 is for snap. Okay, snap on and off. So now what does snap work is, so right click on this and here again go to snap settings. Here go to snap and grid. So here you can see there is some spacing given over here as 10 and 10 and grid spacing as 10 and 10. Now just click on OK and just take a line command. So you can see there the point is moving at every 10 distance. Okay, So you can see here my next point will be on every distance 10. So even the grid spacing is also same. Okay. So if you want, even you can give more spacing by using snap. So next is F10. So F10 is for polar tracking. Okay. So what is polar tracking is, it helps you to detect the angles. Okay. So now here I'll go to polar tracking, I'll right click on this and I'll click on tracking settings. So go to polar tracking and give the incrementing angle how much ever required. Like for example, I'm giving it as 45 degree. Just click on OK. Now from this point, I need the next angle to be coming as 45 degree. So you can see here at 45 degree, you are getting an imaginary line like this. Okay. So next it will detect at 90 degree. Next at 135 degree and at 180 degree like this. Okay. So polar tracking is used for detecting the angles. So next is F11. Okay. So F11 is for object tracking on and off. Okay. So now what is this object tracking is? Now just imagine if I have created a line somewhat like this. Now what I want to do is, from this point, where does it meet? From this point I want to create another rectangle. Okay. So instead of taking a line like this, what I can do is, I can on my object tracking, that is F11. So next here I will just take a straight line like this. So you can see here you are getting imaginary lines from here and from this side. So you can see it will help you to detect points. Okay. From this point again here what I can do is I can take a line. Same way if I am going to off it. Now just see. Are you getting these imaginary lines? No. Okay. So whenever I am going to keep it on, that time you will be getting these lines to detect the points. Okay. So at last comes as F12. Okay. So F12 is for dynamic input. Okay. So what is this dynamic input is? So you can see here, if I am going to keep this dynamic input off, you are not able to see anything with the cursor. Okay. But now whenever I am going to on this dynamic input option, so whatever shows in the command line window will show you with the cursor also. Okay. So you can see here the cursor is asking me to specify the first point. So I'll specify the first point. Later it will ask me to give the distance. So you can see here the distance is also displayed over here. So like for example, I'll give the distance as 50 and I'll click on enter. Same way with that, even it will give you the angle also. So you can see it is also showing you the angle with that. Okay. So this is dynamic input. Okay. So thank you. To subscribe, you can like the page.